The design hot trend of the day is to create websites that are fluid. If you want to create a website that is fluid, you must account for the large variety of screen resolutions. You want a screen that shrinks to keeps the proportions correct no matter what the screen size happens to be. Creating auto-scaling images is easy. Just Google auto-size images or auto-size images in HTML and scores of sites will appear. However, scaling text is not possible just using HTML or CSS. To do that, you will need jQuery. Now, this is an example of a website before any kind of scaling is done to the text. You'll notice that everything fits in here, and as we resize the screen, all these are images. The background is an image, even this header and the logo, those are all just images. They automatically rescale and stay proportional to the web page, but the text does not. As the page shrinks, the text eventually just overflows the box and is hidden from you. What we want to do is create a website that is extremely fluid, and what we're going to do here today is show you how to do that. We want that text to be able to resize. We want to be able to click this reload and this text will resize to fit the size of the div at this moment with this particular screen size. Now here's an example of what the same website, but now I've changed it and added in just the jQuery to make this text fit no matter what size. This is a div here, what size that div is. Let's resize the document just to see. Okay, it seems like it's doing the same thing that the other one did, but when we click reload, the text automatically sizes to stay so that it fits within that div. We're going to make it very small, and once again the website stays completely proportional, the text stays proportional to the div, and is all located inside the div now. Quite a bit different than the other site. This site is starting to get a little more like what you want your sites to be. So we're going to resize that back up to fit on our screen, and if we hit the tab, there we go. And you can see how that works. That's it. That's all that there is to it. Now I want to show you how this is done. The first thing we want to do is find the plugin. The plugin is going to be located on the jQuery side. We're going to use jQuery. You could also go into Java and look for a JavaScript that does the same thing, but we're going to use jQuery. So what we do is we go to that site. There you go, jQuery.com. Go to plugins. Go down to search. And let's find TextFit. And we find it right here. So let's click on that link and let's download it right now. And you can see that it downloaded down here. So let's go down to it. Here it is. It's been downloaded. What we want to do next is put this into a place where we can get a hold of it. So let's do that. Let's copy it. And let's stick it up. Well, let's put it up on our desktop somewhere. There it is. Now it's on our desktop. Let's go into that file folder and see what's in here. Okay, there's a lot of things in here. Some of the things that are in here is you've got two JavaScript files. One of them is jQuery text fit minimum, and one is jQuery fit text. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go in and what we want to do is let's take the jQuery fit, and what we want to do is create a directory on our system to hold that. And so what I like to do when I do mine is I want to go to the site where I have my test site at, and I want to create a new folder in here, and I want it to be a JavaScript. So I'm going to put JS. Now if I go inside JS and I paste that in there, now I've got jQuery text fit. So I now have a site, a place for that to go. The next thing I'm going to want to do is get out of this. Wow, there it is. It's right there. Alright, what we want to do is open this jQuery fit text, this HTML document. We want to open that in Dreamweaver. So let's go do that. And what we do is we come in here and we open it up in Dreamweaver. File, open. We go to our desktop. We find this, go into the examples, and there it is, and we open it. Now, here's the code that we're going to be using in order to do that. Okay, and this particular one, you're going to insert this between the header tags. So it's going to go somewhere in the header tags. That's your CSS, but we're only interested in right now just the JavaScript. So you have script source equals HTTP code, jQuery.com, jQuery 1.7.2, min. Okay, that's not the jQuery that we're using, but we're going to go ahead and leave that for the moment. And what we're going to want to do is copy all this text between these two scripts, like this. So now we have it. What we want to do is go to our HTML. Now you want to put it, in this case I've got a CSS file that I have set up already, so I want to put it after that and before the title. So I'm going to stick it in right here. I'm going to paste it in. Now this is going to call to onto the, so that we always have current. It's going to go right up to the website, the jQuery website, and pull the correct this JS. Then we have fit slow. Well, we're not going to use fit slow. If you remember right, we want to use jQuery text fit and just take the slow off of it, and that's in our JS library. So that's where we want to do. We want to come in here and take off the JS fit slow. So we're going to take all that off, and we want it to be in our library. So we're just going to go JS. Now you'll notice if I go up here and I hit File, Save All, the JS fit comes right in here, and there's our jQuery, and here's our Java. Now these are some parameters that you can set. Detect multi-line, I want that to be true. Multi-line, if true, text field will not set to white space. So in this particular case, I know I've only got one text box, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this to true too. There we go. Reprocess, let's make that true. I don't know that this does anything, but it would be nice if it did. So we're going to go File, Save our JS, go back to our index. Now, you'll notice all of these right here are the div tags that they had in their code. We're not going to use most of these div tags. We just want to, I'm going to go down here to the multi-line, and I'm going to give it my div tag. So I'm going to call text box. So multi-line, I'm just going to change this here to there. So now it has mine in there. I'm only going to leave these in here because if I had other text boxes, this would just show, this just shows you how to put it in and how to set it up so that you can get that in there. So, but we're going to leave that just as it is. I'm going to leave that on there. I could remove all of these. They're not necessary, but we're going to leave them. Alright, this is pretty well done. About the only thing I could do, source code, file, save all. Alright, that's all there is to it. Now let's go up and see what happens when we look at it in the browser. So once again we see our screen. Now let's see if it works. Let's put it into here. Hit the button. That's not bad. Move it. Oh, everything shrinks. There you go. And so we have it. There you go. That's how you do it, guys. So, if you want to do it, just use some jQuery and a little bit of magic will happen.